So at the moment, there's so many players that I think are excellent value on Football Index, but this video will just go over my favourite under 24s that are also under £1.50 on Football Index right now. So first of all, Meslier, he's had a really good start to the season for Leeds United, who have recently been promoted. He's played 17 games for them, but only 4 of them have actually been eligible for matchday dividends because he only IPO'd recently. And in those 4 games, he's already earned matchday dividends, which is really impressive, 5p, because he hit a high score of 202 against Burnley. And yeah, he's saving shots all the time because Leeds are just piling. They're receiving like pressure from the opponents all the time, and so they have to try and defend, and Meslier's in goal making saves all the time, and he's also really good for the PB matrix because Leeds like to play out from the back, and because of that he actually provides a lot more passes than your average goalkeeper, which may lead to him earning matchday dividends again in the future. Next, in defence then, starting off, we'll go for a bit of Ruben Diaz. The reason for this one is because I think if he gets a goal, or a game-winning goal in particular, then he will almost certainly earn matchday dividends. He's not actually got a goal for Manchester City yet this season, but last season and in past seasons he was getting quite a few goals for Benfica, so I think he could go up and maybe win a header from a corner, for example. And yeah, his base PB scores are particularly high, so if he does get a goal, then he's almost certainly going to hit a really high PB score because he passes all the time due to playing in a very possession-based side. Next, for similar sort of reasons, is Alessandro Bastoni of Inter Milan. So he reads the game really well, so he's definitely got potential of gaining a transfer in the future. Also sends nice long balls up to the likes of Lukaku and Lautaro Martinez. And he's already earned 10p in matchday dividends, which is really impressive, especially if you have a look at his price and the fact that he's actually only 21 years old. And yeah, I think he has a good chance of earning matchday dividends in the future if he does either get a goal, maybe an assist from one of those long balls up to the forwards. So look out for him, and maybe transfer links in the future too. Another Inter Milan defender here, we've got Achraf Hakimi, moved from Borussia Dortmund, and there was a bit of concerns at first, but he's actually gone on to get 5 goals now for Inter Milan already, which is really impressive to say it's only January. Earned 19p in matchday dividends previously, so he knows how to earn dividends. Good at crossing as well, which is great for the PB matrix. Shoots all the time, one of the most frequent shooters of the ball from defence on Football Index, so he has to make the list for me. And then next, I've gone for Christopher Nkunku. He is currently out injured, and I was actually going to go for Dani Olmo, but I changed my mind because Olmo's gone up like 20% in price already, and Nkunku suits the PB matrix really well. He's already hit some really high PB scores, and part of the reason why he does suit the PB matrix so well is because he's quite creative in attack. He likes to create chances with key passes, and he's also crossing quite often because he is often on set pieces. So yeah, he's had to make the list for me. And then another player who I think is just unbelievable value right now is Kai Havertz. Yeah, he's not really had the best start at Chelsea, but I think they just need to play him in a better position that suits him a little bit better, because they've been trying things out, but the formation hasn't really suited him so far, and Chelsea are struggling at the moment. Say Frank Lampard was to actually get sacked by Chelsea if they went on a losing run, I really think that Havertz would fly up in price because we've seen that before, and just a little shift could lead to him having really good potential for both earning match day and even media in the future, and he's at such a low price right now too. And now another player who's sort of struggling at a new side, having moved this summer, is Martin Odegaard. He's returned to Real Madrid. He's not started that many games, he's on the bench quite often, only actually earned 2p in dividends in the past, which isn't great, but I just think his potential to improve as a player is so high, and to be fair, last season he hit some really high scores as well, so he doesn't even need to improve that much. He's got the vision, he's got the creativity, just needs to get involved in that Real Madrid side, play a little bit more, a bit more often, and I'm sure he'll be earning dividends in the future. Now another Manchester City player, second on the list, is Ferran Torres. Massive fan of Torres. Scored a hat-trick earlier this season against Germany, which I loved as well. And he's actually got 7 goals for Man City now this season, so he started the season pretty well. Really strong finisher. Doesn't suit the PB matrix amazingly well because he doesn't provide that many crosses. He's a bit of a poacher really. A lot of his goals are clinical finishes. But I just think he's got a brace or maybe a hat-trick in him at some point in the future. Also, with him playing in the Premier League, maybe there's a chance of media at some point, although Man City aren't the best for media. But anyway, moving on, we have Brian Gill. Now, he's sort of the opposite of throw in Torres, but very similar in a way as well, because they're both young players from Spain who have played in La Liga and have had breakthrough seasons. This season it's Brian Gill's real breakthrough. I think he was at Leganés previously, and it's just his PB potential. I've given him 9.5 because his PB potential is so high just because he absolutely loves to cross. Like, he just whips in balls left, right and centre. He's on loan from Seville, so if he moves there, if he goes back there and actually gets game time, then I am really confident that he'll hit some high scores. And quite a lot of his PB scores that are really high already have actually come in games where he's not even provided a goal or assist. So his base scores are really high. And now he just needs to crack on and get a few more goals and assists for Ibar, and he'll be flying. Already got a brace as well just recently at the weekend, but he didn't even rise that much on the back of that. And then another player who I've spoken about quite a few times in the past, Index Moneyball, is a massive fan of this man. Moussa Barrow, massive PB scores, 3 scores over 200 previously, already earned quite a lot in dividends, 26p. And it's just that ability again to create chances and attack. But the thing with Barrow as well is he does have goals and assists in him. So he takes a lot of set pieces. So he's crossing all the time, shooting all the time as well. He's always trying to create chances for himself. So he's got a really good chance of earning matchday dividends in the future at some point. And now another and the final player on the list, final Manchester City player as well, is Gabriel Jesus, and he just has to be on the list for me because his price is so low right now. I think his IPD potential is massive. He's probably worth his current price for IPDs alone. 18p in dividends already earned. So yeah, I just think he's got a really good chance of rising in price both in the short term and long term. He hasn't actually had the best start to this season, but last season he did get 21 goal contributions, and if he finds his feet, I think he could definitely bag maybe a brace or a hat-trick at some point and earn matchday dividends. So that is why he has to be on my list.